as it is officially time for the Big Brain Bouts number 21. We've got 4 best of 5s tonight. As always, $500 up for grabs in total. Our first series around 5,200, 5,300 MMR. One man that has played before, his name is Holden. He was supposed to play last week, but Holden was unfortunately sick, but he's feeling better. And he's going to duke it out with somebody who joined the Basilisk Discord, and he said, hey, how do I join these show matches? And they all said, you just talk to Roddy. I know him. I always see him in the weekly. So this should be fun. I think he's relatively young. I don't know how young he is. This is the profile of our Hungarian, not Romanian, but Hungarian Terran player. I'm going to mess that up a couple times. I know that my thingy is black. Come on, StarCraft. There we go. Says, let me know. I'm ready, matey. Holden is ready. I'm ready. What is Holden on Europe, guys? It's 5190 versus 5275. I think that's pretty perfect. And I didn't even check that. I don't know if these two are familiar with one another. I don't know if they've played against each other before. What I do know is I think it's going to be a fun and competitive best of 5. Let's get it done.
Let's get it on.
Second appearance for Holden. The previous one, we don't have to talk about it too much, but he lost 0-3 back then against a Terran, his buddy. Disrespect. That first game was really good. Game 2 and Game 3 were a little bit one-sided. I think today it should go a whole lot better for him. He also reached out to me a while ago. He said, Roddy, I'd love to try again. That was a bad series. I was like, don't worry, mate. We can try again.
Round 1. Fight.
And here we are. We are going to try again. In the bottom right side, making his second appearance ever on the Basilisk Big Brain Bouts, the American Protoss player. Representing Berserker Esports, this is Holden. And in the top left side of Dragon Skills, we are looking at the main base of the man who was very eager to participate in one of these Big Brain Bouts. He joined the Basilisk Discord. They forwarded him to me, and I said, yes, mate, I would love to have you. I tried to already do it last week, but there was no space for him. But this week, we've got him. For the first time ever, we have a Hungarian player in the Big Brain Bouts. This is Nihed. And if anyone in the chat is familiar with Nihed, and you guys can let me know how old he is, that would be really awesome. Because then I kind of know what I am working with. Hungary, that's right, mate. Maybe he is still inspired by Cuckoo, having a Terran big brother in a bordering nation. That has to inspire the masses. I know, for instance, if Cuckoo was Belgium and Protoss, I'd look up to him. So even if Cuckoo ain't Hungarian, I'm sure that he is a little inspired. He's your teammate. He's 21 and from Budapest. Okay. Thank you very much, mate. MMR, both players around 5.2k, give or take. Sometimes a bit higher, sometimes a bit lower. But we are kicking this Big Brain Bouts off with a best of 5 for $75 between 5.2k players. Nobody is doing anything weird, anything cheeky, anything cheesy. It seems like we're just going to go ahead and go for a macro-oriented opening. Holden not doing something weird like a Zealot or a Proxy Gate. I honestly feel like I should be more familiar with Nihed than I actually am. I think in the past I played against him. And now I guess we just play at different times or something. Because for some reason, for the life of me, I cannot remember actually playing him. And obviously he plays a lot because he signs up for all the weeklies. I play a lot because I stream almost every day. So I'm a bit surprised that I don't have more info about him. Ooh, that's a risky one, but I wasn't sure if that was actually going to live. That would be a proper bad, rough way to start your best of 5. Trying to recall a probe. Now, some of you guys may wonder if this is worth it or not. The funny thing is that I never do it, guys. But somebody actually did the math on this once. And recalling a probe is better for your economy than chrono boosting out probes. I know that's one of these things where it sounds like that's really hard to believe, but it's true, so it's technically a good move. I have a question. Why not walling with the reactor instead of a second supply depot? I don't know if you can. Oh, you mean like the barracks a bit more to the right? I don't know. Now the reactor is technically a bit more protected, I guess, but I think that's one of these things that's not really a big deal. And also in case you go up against something weird, maybe it's easy to repair here. Obviously, if your reactor is a bit more to this area, it's technically a bit more exposed. But I don't think that's something you really have to look into a lot. What we do have to look into, guys, is this quick tank. Now, tanks can be used offensively and defensively. If Holden goes 4 gateway blink, we're probably going to use it defensively. If Holden goes for like 2 gate robo 3 base, which is what he's doing, there's a good chance that Nihed is going to be rather aggressive with his tanks. Also, indeed, yeah, it's easy if you want to move out. So now not all of your units have to go through this part of your wall off. If you have 2 depots, you can lower both depots, right? But I think that's one of these things that you really don't have to overanalyze. It's kind of like player preference. Hey, PSZ, you are Hungarian as well, right? I feel like I remember your name. Hungarian Terran player from the past? Is that correct? Or am I confusing you with someone else? Ah, okay, let's go. That's really cool of you guys to all show up and cheer for your boy. That's awesome. Alright, double tank Raven is the setup here. We're only 4 workers behind, by the way, as a Terran. This is, of course, an awfully peaceful game. 5 minutes in, we're just macroing. We're not doing anything crazy. But worker counts honestly look very good for our man from Hungary, making his first appearance on the Friday night on the Roddy stream at the Big Brain Bouts. It is obviously, guys, brought to you by Basilisk. I would love to take a lot of credit for this, but I really cannot, because I do not have $500 every single week to give away to pro gamers. I need Basilisk for that. So all the love and all the kudos and all the props deserve to go to them. I'm just here to show you guys the games. We have a whole bunch of gateways going up at once, so we go from 2 all the way up to 7 gates. And to me, this kind of feels like one of these games where it really is going to come down to that first fight. Like, Holden needs to be very patient and needs to make damn sure that he doesn't take a bad fight against anti-armor missile, auto turrets, and he has a perfect Guardian shield covering all of his zealots. Because I feel like we've all been here time and time again. PvTs where not a whole lot happens in the first 6 minutes, and the first engagement is going to be the most important one. This is so many tanks where tanks are not great against zealots, but obviously if you wait for a long time and you have a buttload of marines, it seems like our man was supply blocked there for a split second. Not the biggest of deals. He will drop a 3rd CC, so it's not going to be an all-out SCV pool. But tanks can actually be pretty useful against zealots too. If the marines just stand safely behind the tanks. Like, I've lost a million MMR myself by zealots, 4 or 5 zealots at a time attacking tanks, and then 20 marines stand behind it. They stim, they get healed up by the Medivacs. It really does feel like this is all gonna come down to the first engagement. Exclamation mark Basilisk Discord. It's a slightly longer comment, but yeah, 5 tanks is a lot, guys. 5 tanks against 4 only 4 stalkers, by the way. That is a surprising low amount of stalkers. What did we lose? An observer. I don't even think that counts as first blood, guys. A marine going down would count as first. Is that a second observer that already goes down? Stalker dies, marine does not. Mate, this is a pretty terrifying Terran army. I know we're 7 minutes into a game and not a whole lot has happened, but this is a serious move out, man. We're looking at 20-ish marines, 5-6 marauders, 5 tanks. Don't forget about the Raven. Where is that Raven? Still with the main army. I don't know. I don't know, but I think I like it for the Terran. You can maybe knock down the rock towers, but yeah, Zealots suck to take down the rocks. Holden is just gonna go for it. He's going to A-move like Protoss players do, and he's gonna know you destroy your own tanks. I don't know if that's a big brain play or not, but Nihed knocks down the rocks, and in return he destroys his own tanks with the rocks, and he didn't really kill a whole lot of Zealots. I think there was a lot of potential there in this bio army. Couple auto turrets go down, you let the tanks siege up. I don't know about that one, Nihed. I don't think that one really worked out. And what should have been a really close fight, where I actually kind of favor the Terran army, is not a close fight at all. As all 5 tanks fall, and now the rest of the bio units, it is 4, is all to kite all the way to the top right side. Yeah, I understand what he tried to do there, but the tank positioning wasn't great for that. Holden is chasing. He's feeling good, loving life. He's up 18 workers. He's still got a bunch of Zealots. Don't know if we have to run into the natural. It's not necessary. Like, obviously, if you have all your bio units here and Zealots are forced to go through a choke point, it's cool. But if you want to knock down this rock tower, you cannot siege up your tanks on the ramp. Oh. Well, we'll call it nerfs, guys. Nihed obviously is a player that does play in a decent amount of tournaments, but he is not ultra experienced, so he's not going to have a crazy amount of experience under his belt, because he doesn't have too many deep runs. On top of that, there is money on the line here, $60 for a win that is realistic against somebody of his own level. So maybe a bit nervous, making a silly call in the first game. Macro is good, slightly better than Holden's macro. But I guess Holden is just waiting for his robos to go online. A lot of chrono on the side of our American Protoss. Since he did drop the third CC, maybe we can get another terrifying Terran army out. We can get a couple tanks. Is that Raven still alive? Yeah, the Raven is still alive. So there is a chance that Interference Matrix or anti-army missile in the future could have a big impact. That first fight did not work out for our Terran, that's for sure. It was a cute play, but it was just the wrong moment to go for that play. Whoa, Raven, Raven! Repair your Raven, mate. It's an expensive unit. And if there is one thing that could potentially get you back into this game, I would say it was a Raven. That Stalker absolutely had the potential to just one-shot it there. What happened to the other two medevacs? Okay, he just brought them home. We have a War Prism in the, well, very close range of this main base. Main base is one dark spot here. Like, we do throw up a sensor tower, but that's not going to cover the entire left side. There are no missile turrets here. We're looking at 9 gateways, so 3 zealots plus 9 zealots being warped in. That's 12 zealots into your main. This is going to be tough, guys. This is going to be very, very tough for Nihed to survive. Still has not repaired his Raven. There we've got those 12 zealots that I mentioned. He's going to pick up a lot of bio units, but we can't forget about the main army that is also ready to pounce. And the tanks are just having the absolute worst time here in game 1. As they get caught on siege, couple force fields go down. This Protoss army, a bit of an anti-timing right before extended thermal ends, but I don't think it matters, guys. That first fight was simply way too good for Holden. 25 SCVs have gone through the meat grinder. Make it 40 as a couple of Marines show up at the bottom, but... yeah, that first fight, man, I was worried for Holden when I saw that move out of like 20 plus Marines, 5 Marauders, a Raven, a couple of medevacs, 5 tanks. I actually think that Terran army was absolutely good enough to win the fight against a bunch of Zealots that I don't know if they had +1 for that fight or not, but the bio definitely had +1. I think with all the turrets there or an interference, not a matrix, anti-armor missile, I think both would have been good choices, but I would personally always go for auto turrets against that many Zealots. Because basically the entire army of Holden was Zealots, right? So I think auto turrets are godlike there. I think the Terran army could have won. But yeah, sieging up the way he did and then knocking down the rocks. Questionable play. He doesn't know what channel he has to be in. What a guy. That army was gross. That was a lot of potential. It's a bit of a shame for Nihed, but it's okay. It's only the first game. No picnic, no man overboard. Yeah, Holden bet the house on himself. I don't know what the prediction settled for in the end. I wasn't quite paying attention, but I think that there is a lot of potential for this to be a close series. Obviously, over the previous weeks, guys, we had a couple trios, a few too many. That is obviously not supposed to happen. Then we get a trio here and there is, of course, inevitable. But I think last week we had 3 out of 4 series being a trio. It was still a good big brain bouts. Like, I think we had good vibes, right, with Saro, Lambo, Raynor. It was a fun evening. But 3 zeros is just unacceptable. We can't be having that, and I don't think it's happening today. Let's go ahead and hop into game 2.
Round 2. Fight!
In the bottom left side of Royal Blood, we are looking at the main base of the man who just picked up his first map win, by the way, on the Friday night. He played roughly 5, 6, or 7 weeks ago. He lost 3-0 back then to Disrespect. This is his second appearance, and he's off to a good start. This is for USA, Holden, and Berserker Esports. But mostly USA. Hello, Lino. I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well, guys. Tomorrow we have a lot of community StarCraft. I'll definitely mention that a few more times later tonight. I'm also excited for the UFC tomorrow, by the way, Lino. I watched the press conference last night. What are you feeling, Rocky or Kamaru? I'm kind of feeling Rocky again, man. I don't know what it is, but I just love Leon Edwards. I think he's awesome. Top right side of Royal Blood. We are looking in the main base of ours. 5.2k. Hungarian Terran player. Off to a somewhat rough start, but I believe that he has the skills to make this a close and competitive series. This is Nihed, representing AER. Adesanya would rate it 11 out of 10. I'm looking forward to this weekend, man. This is such a great weekend. I hope I still say this on Sunday night, by the way, after Ajax final took place, guys. But for me, this is a proper, great, exciting weekend. All my passions are well taken care of. StarCraft, Big Brain Bouts, and Community Rumble tomorrow. And Pigs tournament, obviously, that's fantastic. Football, there is Ajax Feyenoord. I don't think I need to say anything more than that. Formula 1 racing with the community. What a weekend, guys. Maybe I get to see Wardy early on Saturday. Wardy is in the Netherlands for a big Pokemon event, and I think it would be nice to stop by. And maybe I can sneak a couple great cards out of him. Wardy is a pretty generous boy. Keep it in your pants. Stuff, mate. And then Monday we have a weekly. And on Tuesday we'll relax. But 4 very exciting days ahead of us. And of course the UFC. Reaper is going to be the opening here for Nihed. I think in the previous game there was no Reaper. It was a reactor first into 2 Marines. So the man is switching it up a little bit already. I think Leon wins, Jared. I'm feeling Leon. Normally I would say Kamaru, but I'm feeling Leon. I think Leon wins. He's good. And for Kamaru it's going to be different as well after he now lost the fight. Nihed is going for what I like to call the Ryang special, but obviously Oliveira found some success with this in the most recent not Big Brain Bouts, I wish. Well, he was supposed to play actually, guys, against Lambo, but then he got sick. But Oliveira found a lot of success with this kind of a style against Protoss at IM Katowice. And a lot of Terran players enjoy it. Starport is late, but they just get so many battle units. Don't lose your Reaper, mate. Good job. Wonder if Holden will once more go for that quick third base. Kinda seems like that is what he wants to do. I have the feeling, guys, that Nihed is absolutely going to be able to punish this. Holden cannot play all 5 games, like 2 gateway robo into 3 bases at 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It's a very economic opening, but it's not going to give you a lot of battle units. And if you don't have a lot of battle units, you are going to struggle against the big Terran pushes. Yeah, I'm feeling this for Nihed, especially if the Reaper here can get a good scout off. This is actually very big, guys. As a Terran, this is kind of what you want to see right now. You're not intimidated by the fact that they go up to 3 bases. This is exactly what Nihed wants to see. As you guys can see in the SCV production, he already like kind of dropped it once or twice. Because for him, it's all about that early move out with a lot of units. And then obviously knock Holden back to 2 bases. And that's obviously always bad for the Protoss. Stalkers might even miss this move out, guys. This move out is, I would say, even a lot earlier than it's supposed to be. Now the doors are wide open for these Stalkers to start picking up some Marines. That's obviously kind of nice. But at this point, Holden knows, wait a minute, am I already being attacked? The answer is yes. He's going to drop 2 more gates. But there's no way. I don't believe that he can keep this Nexus alive. There's just no way. Well, there is a way. There is a way. If Nihed takes too much time. Start sieging up. Oh, will they blink forward? Will they blink forward? No. Okay. Repair, mate. Repair your tank. Repair your tank and build a bunker. That's what I would love to see. The repair is good, and there is the bunker. Okay, he's a little bit sloppy with the rally there, but that's all good. This Nexus is indeed going to fall. But now we do wonder, are we going to get this army back home or not? Against 8 Stalkers. Unsieging is obviously somewhat scary against 8 Stalkers. Holden sees the fact that he's unsieging. And here we go. Stalkers will come in from 2 angles. That's kind of hard to micro if you're a Protoss. And Stim is almost done. I would Stim with these Marines, mate. Yeah, let's go. First tank falls. I don't know how many Stalkers he's going to get, but this is really not even that bad. Oh yeah, the Stim is nice. And look at that tank, baby. More Marines coming in from the top. The reinforcements have arrived. Throws down the scan. Gets the Ubs. That's good shit by Nihed. Honestly, that was well done. I am not sure if moving out that early was necessarily the greatest call, but I love the way that he handled that in the end. Holden trying to punish the fact that it's like just a couple of Marines and 2 tanks, but it's never that easy to pick up these units before the reinforcements show up. You look at the minimap, and it's a river of green. The river within you. Is that the name of the song? I don't know. More Stalkers being wiped in, but 5 Stalkers, guys, and now a couple of Zealots. The second scan goes down, another Observer falls. Holden did try to establish this base, but it ain't gonna work, baby. Probes getting picked off, left, right, and center. These boys are ready to stim. No medevacs, no problem. Charge is done. It's kind of now or never for Holden. Okay, Marine positioning, not fantastic. Tank target fire, not fantastic. It's a lot of friendly fire, amigo. A little bit sloppy by our Hungarian Terran, but I still think he's going to be fine if he just grabs a few more probes here. He's rallying more and more units to the other side of the map. That went a lot better for Holden than it was supposed to go. The Marine positioning was not perfect. You kind of want to position the Marines behind your tanks. So the Zealots storm forward. They go for the tanks rather than the Marines. And on top of that, your tank target fire always needs to be at the Stalkers. Because if they start shooting at the Zealots that storm forward, the Zealots are good against Marines. And now the tanks are also firing at the Marines. Nihed, you pretty much had this game locked up, amigo. But now it's... I don't think it looks bad for the Terran. That's the 3rd Observer, by the way, guys. 3 Observers going down in an 8-minute game. I wish my eyes were still that great. And now we're gonna video game. This is now all of a sudden far from over. We've got Forjumi in the chat, who's playing in our co-main event of the evening tonight, guys, against Lambo. A fun best of 5 between Jumi and Lambo. Jumi's been on a bit of a roll lately, but Lambo? It's pretty difficult, but it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for it. Nihed is moving out here with a very tiny army, way too tiny. It's like almost more medevacs than buy units. He does have a bunch of bunkers. He's gonna run back towards the bunkers, and that is fine. He's dropping the Ghost Academy. We're getting Widow Mines. Excellent choice against the Zealots, of course. And now Holden also realizes that it's gonna be hard for him to get a whole lot done with Zealot Stalker only. So he's gonna transition into the Robo Bay, into the second Robo. Widow Mine! No, not quite. Another Widow Mine making its way forward. No, he lost the Zealot. Not a whole lot that Holden can do here. But he's obviously buying time, right? He's preventing Nihed from establishing his own 3rd base. So this is working out. It would have been awesome if Nihed had plenty of medevacs, right? You pick up a couple Marines, you rally it to the other side of the map. He's throwing down a lot of scans. Wants to know where he's at in this game. Man, I'd be very sad for our Hungarian Terran if he's not going to be able to close this one out. Because he pretty much had this game. It's just obviously mismicroed the army here a tiny bit. That's a lot of Marauders. No! Well, that's not going to make it into the highlight reel of the Big Brain Bouts, guys. They can stim all day, every day, but they're never going to kill that Wire Prison. Seems like a couple of Zealots attempted a run by, but did not kill a Ghost. Yeah, that was cute. Holden is like, alright, mate. If all of your boys are stimming, have a Zealot. +1 is relatively late. Widow Mines need to start burrowing and further away. Nihed, you have to be paying attention here. Only a single tank. 21 Zealots, guys. But we do have 7 Widow Mines. Widow Mines are good. He's already spreading them out a little bit. He could drop an EMP. I would not hate an EMP on that army. He's not going to go for it. There are 2 turrets. I'm going to try to keep this War Prism out. There's another turret going up. The turret is not quite ready yet. If Holden waits a little bit longer, keep an eye on the mini-map as the armies are flirting with each other. Like 1 Colossus, not that scary. 3 Colossus, that becomes scary. Burrow, 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 burrow. The Widow Mines is just not quite burrowed yet, but still, somehow they all burrow and they get some good shots off. That is not a bad start to the fight for Nihed, whose money is going a bit higher. And he's also safe in the main base right now, guys, against the right? This turret is... No, not quite good enough. Protoss broken. I like that sim, by the way. There's the Liberator. There's a bunch of Widow Mines. Whoa, he's gonna blink in 3 Widow Mines. And that is one way to potentially clean this up. Nice EMP on the Zealots. The Colossus have extended thermal lens though. The Marauders, they feel like they can take this fight. They get 1 Colossus. Maybe they get 2. They almost got 1 very quickly. Gets the base. Gets 2 out of 3 Colossus. And gets out of there with a lot of expensive units. Mostly medevacs. A couple of goals too. We do have a proper Zealot wipe. No! Oh, move command. Why are we move commanding? Don't move command. And just fight the Zealots. Widow Mines will eventually take care of this. Couple SCVs will fall. Holden is finding a lot of success in certain skirmishes where I feel like he's not supposed to have that much success. And I guess it's the upgrades here. Zealots have +2 armor, +1 attack. Meanwhile, our Terran player is only working with +1. That is a problem, guys. Holden is still 19 workers up. Like, Nihed had a bit of money in the bank, so if he spends all of that money, he's definitely going to have a bigger army. So Holden drops another base. The video gaming. Oh my god, did I just do 2 games without music, guys? Did I do 2 full games without music? Is that actually what happened? I'm on fire. I was wondering why it was so quiet. Hello, yo. Zealot spots the medevac drop on the top left side. As this Zealot is going to give a heads up that there is a bigger Terran force out there. Stalker's blinking. We need to start unloading. We do not want to lose a full medevac of bio units here. Gets 1 Stalker. Gets the second one. It's not perfect video gaming. Oh, I hear a ball. Into the middle of nowhere. I got nervous. Vikings will take care of this Warp Prism. Good call here by Nihed. Knew that it was still there. Didn't forget about it. Hello? Are we F2ing or what are we doing here, mate? How good is a 5.2k Terran against Disruptors? A couple of the guys that I played against were pretty good. But that's mostly when I'm the one controlling the Disruptors. And I'm not quite a Disruptor magician. I'll be the first to admit it. And the upgrades are a problem. Protoss is 2 full upgrades ahead. But with EMPs, Vikings, Widow Mines. How many observers are there? Only 1, guys. Only 1 ups. The ups is with the army. Very early Nova going forward there. Widow Mines. I feel like our Terran is not paying attention. Okay, good scan. Excellent scan. Army's getting close. I mean, the Protoss is basically walking into a flank, but he's also firing a lot of Novas, and the Novas work quite decent. The Vikings need to chase. They need to kill these Colossi. Killing 1 Colossus is good. Wow, good job there, avoiding that final Nova, as there's 1 more. Only a single Marine. Pretty good job. How many Novas are there? Sweet baby Jesus, we gotta be out of balls now for a split second, and this is the moment where the Terran army is big. The Terran army is powerful. It is down in upgrades, though. Nice Nova on all these Widow Mines. Holden is doing a pretty good job. And now we are left with a bunch of Vikings. This army is slow walled. Disrupt is getting recalled. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. Is that going to work out? Nope, that is not going to work out as a couple of them get picked off. This is a crazy fight, but the landed Vikings and the Marauders with Steam will come out victorious by the looks of it. More Stalks coming in from the top left side. Yeah, Disrupt is recalling by themselves, guys, or just with a couple of Stalkers. Most of the time, that's not the play. And it seems like this wasn't the play. Nihed gets the job done. We're all tied up. 1 apiece. Opening best of 5 tonight. You love to see it. Down 2 upgrades. Obviously had a great start, but definitely made life a bit harder on himself. After sort of getting... I don't even really want to say out-microed. It's more that he miscontrolled the tanks and the Marines a little bit. But hey. That was a fun game. I enjoyed it. 15 minutes and 18 seconds. And Nihed and Holden are all tied up. I'm already happy. May I get 5 minutes? Some health issues. Okay, matey. Of course. Okay, I hope. Alright guys, so Nihed is actually requesting 5 minutes because he's saying some health issues. I don't know what that's all about, but obviously I want to make sure that he's feeling fine, he's okay. If he needs to take a couple minutes, then that is just the way it is. That is not a big deal. I want to make sure that he's happy and feeling good. So I'll just take a little break as well, guys. And in 2 to 3 minutes, I'll be back. And hopefully by then, Nihed is ready to hop into Game 3. I'm enjoying this best of 5 so far. Hopefully you guys are having fun. I'll see you guys real soon. He says he's doing good now. We can start Game 3. Okay, go, Holdy. Alright. The nerds are ready. I'm ready. Game 3 will be played on Grasvan. You like my haircut? Thank you, mate. Got it a couple days ago. Thank you to Daki Laher as well for the 23 months. So we're all tied up. Opening series of the night. We actually have a pretty high level night ahead of us. Obviously, our second series, I think, is already... Oh, damn it. I was a player. We're going to have to rehost. Our second series is already very high level. Disc against Art, like 6.3k players or something. So our first one, proper community StarCraft. Yeah, I take the 1-0 lead. I just won my first map ever on the Friday night. Let's go. And then obviously after that it only gets better. 4 Jumi Lambo should be really fun. I hope 4 Jumi can live up to the expectation. I don't expect a lot of 3-0s tonight, but that in the past would have been a 3-0. But I know Jumi's on fire. I know he's playing very good. So I hope that he can surprise us. And Lambo is still getting used to his new mouse, so maybe that helps. Sorry guys. I messed up. Never make me host. I'm useless. Maybe I missed it, but what did Jumi do to deserve this match? Well, I'm glad that you asked that. This was actually Jumi. I would not have made Jumi against Lambo. But Jumi is the one that reached out to me. And he said, Roddy, can I play Lambo? I was like, you know that meme where the guy like shakes his head and blinks? I was like, you want to play Lambo? He's like, yeah, I think it's going to be an excellent match. I was like, okay, I mean, I love confidence and I love a boy with ambition. I'll ask Lambo and I'll tell you guys the rest later. Yeah, that was not my matchmaking. That was all Jumi. Jumi is the one who made that one happen.
Round 3. Fight.
Top left side of Grasvan. We are looking at the main base of the American Protoss. Already having one map win today. That's more than he had last time. And to be fair, he still made game 2 very close. And he was actually quite close to winning it after being in a lot of trouble. Are we going to switch it up build order-wise? That is my big question. This is Berserker Esports Holden. 5.2k on the European ladder. And so is this man in the bottom right side of Grasvan. $75 on the line for this best of 5. This is for the first time ever a Hungarian Terran player on the Friday night representing AER. This is Nihed. I mean, Jumi has been on fire. His results have been very good lately, but Lambo in a best of 5 ZVP, money on the line. There are very few Protoss players on this planet that I will pick over Lambo in a best of 5 with money on the line. I can think of like 2, maybe 3 at this point, but like I think very, very, very highly of Lambo as ZVP. So, but he's still kind of getting used to the new mouse, and I think he's been taking it a bit easier after Katowice. I love Hearthstone, but I'm not picking Hearthstone in a big best of 5 over Lambo. And even Showtime is very close. I think that historically, like you guys can league it like that, but I think historically Lambo Showtime at big moments. I'm not talking about small online tournaments, but big moments. It's tough. Showtime obviously has a good shot. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple guys that have a good shot. Like you think of players like Creator has a good shot. Obviously Zaun could be a favorite because he has pretty good ZVP if he's playing a lot. Hero Max Packs are probably favorite over Lambo. Skillers has a very good shot, but there aren't too many. So it's going to be a tough one for Jumi, that's for sure. It's Friday night, so Lambo may be drunk already. Well, since we know that Lambo is a big fan of Bayern Munich, there is a chance that he's been drinking ever since he saw that draw in the Champions League. He's like, unbelievable. Reina tried with his off race against Lambo, but I think Lambo had a couple of nice all-ins for him. So we're looking, guys, indeed at a double gas opening coming out of Nihed. He is switching things up, and he's going to go triple Reaper, double Hellion. This is one of these YOLO openings. Well, having a shield battery in your main base is nice, but you still need to worry about your natural too, though. Yeah. I think that this battery is gonna be a bit late. Like, I've been here many times myself. You think you're very safe as a Protoss, but then this shows up like 5-6 seconds before the battery in the natural is done, and then you still end up losing 5 probes. And then you build 2 batteries and you lose 5 probes. You're very sad. This is actually great news, by the way, for Holden. The fact that he chased that probe means that this battery can finish up. That one probe gave its life for the greater good. Ooh, the Adept could be in a bit of trouble. There is a battery in the main base too. Now double Hellion, double Reaper can still kill a couple of probes here, but obviously that battery is super useful. It's still 3 workers, 4 workers. Might even be an extra one. Yeah, it is an extra one. Make it 5, and that is going to do it. I think that's completely okay for Nihed. Like, you have your own natural up and running. Your opponent invested in a battery in the main base, battery in the natural, and you killed 5 probes. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. On top of that, the third base is a bit later than it was in the previous games. If I was a Terran, guys, I'd be more than happy with that. Is that Reaper Hellion opening viable versus all races? I would not open double Reaper, triple Hellion against Zerg. That does not sound like a winning formula. But like a single Reaper into reactored Hellions with an expand, obviously that's totally fine. And in TVT, Reaper Hellion openings are indeed quite common. But this specific opening I would not do against the Zerg. You're going to be very sad. Holden has Blink already finished up, and he's now going to follow it up with Charge. So once more, he's kind of sticking to what he believes in. And that is 2 gateways, a Robo, third base into more gateways. And I can't fault him for it. If this is what you feel most comfortable with, if this is what you think is going to give you the biggest chance to win, you may as well. I don't know. I would definitely like to see him switch it up a little bit. Especially because this is not a god tier style anymore. This style was so much better in the old days, where Zealots used to do 8 damage on impact. The moment that charge was done, the Zealots charge forward, and their first hit they get +8 bonus damage. And Blizzard just completely removed that. It went from +8 to 0. And that was such a big change, and I feel like ever since that change went through, just Zealots and Stalkers, if you don't have an upgrade advantage, it's dicey. It's not impossible. You can obviously utilize the fact that Zealots are faster now than they were in the past. You can set up run-bys, you can spam a lot of units, but it's really not as reliable as it was in the past. This comes from a man who built a lot of Zealots and Stalkers before he started building Phoenix. Five Stalkers are just trying to slow this Terran push down, trying to pick up as many units as possible. So far without too much success. One Marine finally falls. Nihed throws down the scan. I think he kind of knows once more what is waiting for him. This is a pretty good scan, right? You see all the sentries, you see all the Zealots. Without Widow Mines though, this is kind of tricky, but anti-armor missile or once more the auto turrets. I would definitely prioritize auto turrets here, mate. Your auto turrets are going to be fantastic. No, he goes for the anti-armor missile. Not a bad choice as it literally covers the entire army. Force fields go down, but they are not the best force fields. We have to keep a close eye on these Stalkers, trying to pick up reinforcements and also trying to collapse on this army. Nihed finds it, does not want to lose his tank, so he's going to try to make his way home. That does mean that you put yourself in a pretty big economic disadvantage, as Holden is still running around with the Stalkers. He's done a very good job. It's really not that easy to have your Stalkers behind enemy lines in between the Terran force and your own safety third base, but he's doing a good job. Burrow, 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 Nihed, burrow your mines, please. Burrow your mines, burrow your mines. Okay, force fields go down once more. 2 Marauders get caught. A single one dies. The other one somehow lives. This is, by the way, where it would be fantastic if Nihed can find the confidence or the APM to pick up 6 Marines and a mine. And you just send that to the top side of the map. You rally it into the main base. And I feel like that's where you can really start utilizing the fact that you have a pretty mobile army as Terran. Nihed is really keeping a lot of his forces together. And I understand like being afraid of dying to Protoss A move and a lot of zealots and stuff, but if you have this many medevacs early on, you want to get some value out of that. Holden is setting up, I don't know, some scouting units. Can't really call it a run-by. Can't really call it a flank. War Prism in the main base though, guys, carrying 4 zealots. And there are some units waiting in the main base, but they are a bit out of position. So this is a pretty good moment for the American Protoss to unload these 4 zealots. I wouldn't hate a warp in. He's not going to go for a warp in. He wasn't sure. Clicking on the orbital there is obviously a mistake. But hey, he saves the prism, saves a couple of the zealots. Widow mines are permanently cloaked, but there is an observer. A battery overcharge. Widow mines. 2 out of 3 go down. Only a single one fires. Holden is doing good here in game 3. Raven is flexing. I wouldn't... Yeah, okay. Disables the warp in there with the matrix, so it's only 3 zealots in the end. And now he drops double auto turret. That Raven just soloed the warp prism. Interference matrix into double auto turret. Actually kind of cool. But I don't know if I really love where this game is going for Nihed. I don't think he's in big trouble. But like in the end, Holden is a 4-base Protoss, double robos up and running. Should use his forges, by the way. That's the one thing that the American Protoss really needs to get on top of. But the Protoss army right now is quite terrifying, man. We have 0 Vikings. We have tanks. Widowmine count is at 7. This is going to be a pretty crazy fight. And it's kind of hard to predict how it's going to go. It really comes down a bit to the Widow Mines. Use your forges, amigo. There you go. Because that is the one thing that I think Holden is a bit lacking at. Now he chrono boosted. I hope he's still looking at it. Mate, don't do it. Big brain plays, guys. I'm sorry, Holden. I have to. Not the biggest of brain plays, but that's okay. Stressful situation. 5-base Protoss. Trying to keep an eye on the Terran army. It happens. Nihed could drop a couple of nice EMPs here as the Ghosts are leading the charge. They are in range. He does not fire a single EMP. Holden immediately, as soon as the Terran army moved out, sends 5 Zealots into the 3rd base. And the Liberators are kind of in the wrong spot for this. One of them is going to have to reposition, otherwise these SBs can never go back to mining. Yeah, that's slightly better. Seems like he left all the Widow mines behind. Single Nova could clean up like 3 mines here, by the way. Holden, the Observer is kind of trailing, guys. He sees it, but he's still going to walk into it. 3 mines fire. See, all of them managed to fire in the end. At least he cleans it up, right? And he's got money in the bank, so I want to say it's acceptable. As these armies are flirting. Matrix goes down on the Colossus, but there are Novas to work with. First one settles for the Widow mines, not bad. We are still very Zealot heavy. This Bio army has +2 attack though, guys. +2 attack is big. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. One of the Disruptors gets tagged by the Marauder, gets picked up, EMPs do land. It does feel like a lot of Protoss. But there are a couple of extra Terran units coming in, and Marauders with +2 attack are nothing to scoff at. I see a single Immortal in the mix, that's kind of good. Vikings, Sniper Colossus, well done by Nihed. He's still only a 3-base Terran, he needs to be careful. And his army is starting to be a bit overstimmed. I would kind of think that Nihed should go home. I think he's done very good so far, but now you need to go home, mate. You're fighting near a battery, near a lot of reinforcements, just go home. You killed a Disruptor, you killed 2 Colossus. It's time to relax, be happy with what you got. Seems that our Hungarian Terran player is not happy with what he got, he wants a whole lot more. Oh! Derp. That was scary. Widowmine burrows on top of the ramp. Vikings once more in a very good spot. Novas fly forward, actually blow up a Zealot. All the Colossus have died. It's pretty clean micro by the Terran, but he's just down in army supply. He kind of just needs to regroup a little bit, maybe use a couple of those Liberators against the Disruptors, and then he's okay. Micro very clean, I gotta say, by Nihed. He actually just got great traits there. Good army positioning, good target fire on the Colossus, well done. Advanced ballistics potentially on the menu in give or take 90 seconds. Well, guys, one thing is for sure. These two nerds are very evenly matched, eh? Like, Holden, I do think, seems to be a bit better in the mid game, but Nihed can obviously still make something of this game. He's got a pretty good army. I think going up to 4 bases too early would be a mistake. He really wants to defend this orbital as a big Nova just collapsed in the center of the Terran army. Disruptor did get picked off. We have another Zealot run by. There is a bunker, but it's an empty bunker. Even a single Marine in that bunker would be awesome to just drag the AI. Or like the aggro factor of the Zealots, however you call it. As we blink forward, both the Liberators got sniped there. Very well done by Holden. More Liberators show up, but the balls fly forward. Some of them have to go off, right? Yes. And one of the balls does go off in the end. Another good snipe, man. Nihed is doing his best Cuckoo impression. As there are still a couple of Widow Mines. This is actually turning into a bit of a hold. I cannot believe that fight went as good as it did for our Hungarian Terran player, guys. He laughed in the face of danger. Multiple Novas were flying into the heart of his army. They actually sniped most of them. Really good snipes. As we've got Le Tot in the chat. Ça va et toi, Le Tot? Are you excited for the F1 weekend, mate? This command center is very low in HP though, guys. And it will go down. And this time around we did not snipe the Disruptor. That's painful. Oh, he did such a good job with a bigger army in a more stressful situation. Maybe Nihed getting a bit overeager there, feeling he was doing ultra good. That's right before advanced ballistics. That was a painful one. Does still have 67 SCVs though. He's gonna float over his main. Okay. That is a play. Seems that Holden really wants to avoid the Hungarian Terran from getting this base at all costs. The jukes on those two Novas were sexy. Stalker is gonna one-shot that lip. Very well done. So Holden is just expanding non-stop on the other side of the map. He's doing a really good job in that regard. Like, he has lost more resources, 3k more, but who cares, right? If the income graph looks like this, guys, for 10 plus minutes, who cares? Who cares that you're taking some ugly trades here and there? That is the way that StarCraft 2 is meant to be played. This Liberator is now looking at the wrong side. Nihed is aware of it. Can he save it? Yes, he can. Sort of. Of course. Those Novas were not bad. Connecting once more with Marauders. Obviously, Nihed losing supply here is just painful, man. He needs to get closer to being able to max out, but he is not able to max out because Holden is in his space and is doing a very good job. Can he get high ground vision here? We have an observer. We don't. There was no high ground vision, guys. I can't blame Nihed for pulling the SCVs there. It's gonna be a long season if you're cheering for Ferrari, Todd. I promise you that. That is a good way to get a lot of pain as an F1 fan. Novas blow up 2 SCVs and do a little bit of damage to the orbital. I do still believe, guys, if Nihed is able to max out, and he gets like 10 extra Marauders, 2-3 extra medevacs. Maybe we can repair some of these medevacs. Liberators with advanced ballistics, +3 bio and ghost. Pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good. Because there is a magical combo of +2 ship weapons and EMP. If you then land an EMP, Liberators literally one-shot Stalkers. There is nothing better in this entire game against Stalkers than Liberators with +2 and a couple of ghosts. Maybe a Nova, but they both one-shot. 7 DTs. Do we have Shadow Stride? Yes, we do. Okay, that's pretty big. That's gonna hurt. No missile turret here either. It really is a fun best of 5 between Holden and Nihed. It's obviously not like the highest level of play, but it's fun, it's entertaining, it's competitive. It's everything that the Big Brain Bout should be about. I worry for Nihed, but I still believe in a weird way that he's got a chance here. Because I have been in these scenarios myself, where if the Terran is able to max out, +3 bio, advanced ballistics, EMPs, there is a chance that Holden doesn't just take a bad fight, but he just takes one of the worst fights ever. You get EMP'd, you get stimmed, and you have a questionable engagement. Of course, there is the other side of the coin, where Holden lands 2 good Novas, and the army gets blown up, and it's all over. We have a slow and steady transition into extra Stargates and a fleet beacon, but that is something we'll worry about later. These Novas are annoying. They're doing a good job. Here come the Dark Templars. By the way, hey, we do have missile turrets. And one of the missile turrets gets sniped, but the other one is still there. The scan is also good. So this Dark Templar run by is actually not all that fantastic. That was a lot of DTs for a couple of missile turrets. Final DTs will get revealed too. But the first Tempests are on the way. Do we have Vikings left, guys? 2 Vikings. I mean, to be honest, Liberator's A move also not the worst against Tempest. Do you guys believe that Terran can win this game? Because I kind of believe it. Now, let an EMP, mate. Let an EMP. Oh, okay. They're both paying attention, but he's still going to go for it. He gets all of them. He goes for the Cuckoo. No, a couple of Novas do go down in the end. 2 Disruptors survive. But that was still -5 Disruptors or so. That was a proper Cuckoo. Here come the Liberators, guys. Get ready for some...
Justice reigns from above.
Oh my god, he's fighting in so many limbs that you can't stand there, mate. Whether you get EMP'd or not. You cannot walk into this many Liberators. There is no way. Here come the Tempests. Do we have enough anti-air? There are 8 Marines and 16 Liberators. What do we have here? What is this? A Zealot. Just looking. Cool. Alright. Seems like he's gonna go for it. Battery overcharge is on cooldown. That is a lot of extra justice, and these cannons and batteries will not be enough to protect all these talkers from these Marauders stimming forward. So this base will fall. I mean, Nihed was ultra rich. Excuse me, Holden was ultra rich. He's suddenly not that rich anymore. He has now lost 8k resources more. And honestly, like against this army, guys, just get Marines. Marines are great units here again. What is there that is good against Marines here? Only the Novas, but there are only 2 Disruptors. We are not looking at Colossus. There is no Storm. Just make Marines here, Nihed, and you are cooking. As the 2 balls fly forward, the Tempests are going to try to do their thing and get a few shots off, but he doesn't really have a way to have constant vision of it. Liberators will make another move forward, and Holden is going to be forced to give up this base as well. So that's -2 bases pretty damn quick. Okay, he's going to try to swing around. Tempests are getting good shots off. Stalker's also chipping away. It's a pretty cool army rotation by Holden. As he fires a Nova. That is a great Nova. That actually connects with a couple of Marauders and Gulls. Really good army movement by our man Holden from America. I want to say this army is still not that impressive, but if you land Novas like that, it is going to be impressive. And it is going to be good enough. That was a sweet rotation, man. The full merry-go-round with the entire Protoss army backstabbing all the Liberators. But that wasn't even the most important play. I think the most important play were the Novas that he was able to land. Because we now have an all-out fight, but Nihed supplies is too damn low. He did not have the economy to replace an army like that. And in the end, the American Protoss will take the 2-1 lead. But he had to work for it, guys. That got pretty close and he had to work for it. I think those Disruptors absolutely saved it there. Because if Nihed is paying attention, those Novas do not blow up the majority of his Gulls and his Marauders. You can easily turn like half of your lips around immediately, siege it forward, or even A-move with a couple of them. Because Tempests do tempt to clump up quite a bit as well. And then the splash damage of the Liberators can actually be pretty good. If you guys saw Passioncraft last weekend, I'm sure you guys agree. That was against Vikings, but even Tempest clump up. Thank God the weekend is here. And what a weekend it is, mate. StarCraft, UFC, Formula 1, football. It's actually the Grand Slam of weekends for me. Woo-yo! Hello, Sophie Mophie. It's a great name. What a weekend it is, guys. Obviously, Piggy's tournament is going to be played throughout the entire Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, today was Friday. Well, not. I don't know if everything gets played, but I know tomorrow our man Rainer plays, and I'm very excited for that. Rainer Cure and Creator versus Beyond, I believe. Yeah, you know, I am a sports junkie, Mr. Corporal Fudge, but March Madness is like one of the only things that I'm not passionate about. I think that's just because they don't broadcast it here. I have no idea who that is, by the way, Sophie. I was like, is that Gabe? But I was like, no. Gabe has a lot of hair, but he does not have that much hair. Did I get a haircut? Yes, I got a haircut on Tuesday. 10 minutes past 4. In case you're incredibly interested to know when I got a haircut. Oh, that's Holden! Okay, I had no idea. That's awesome. I love it. Alrighty, here we go. Round 4, guys.
Round 4. Fight!
I did not know. I apologize. In the bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of our American Protoss, representing Berserker Esports, taking the 2-1 lead. Had to work for it, got the job done. This is Holden. For the people who joined later, this is his second appearance ever on the Friday night. His first appearance was against Disrespect. Unfortunately, he lost that 1-0-3. Had a great first game on Babylon, actually. Game 2 and Game 3 were a bit of a disaster. Today, he's looking good. Against this man, who was eager to play in a Big Brain Bouts, he was in the Basilisk Discord. If you guys too want to convince Basilisk to convince me to let you play, join the Basilisk Discord. Top left side, representing AER. This is Nihed. And we are getting cheeky here, guys. I have to admit, guys, that I'm starting to cheer a little bit for Nihed, because I really do feel that he came in with a plan. He came in with strategies, right? He's thinking through these series. And Holden has like a proper Protoss approach, where he's like, I'm Protoss, or Orc. 2 gateway, Robo, 3 base, pretty good. And meanwhile, Nihed is doing all like the cute planning and stuff. I like it, and I appreciate it. When does the next season of MotoGP start, Unique? I have been trying to tell myself for years that I want to get into MotoGP. But I've never actually watched a full race. But I've been trying to tell myself for years that I want to start watching it. Because I know they also have a Grand Prix in the Netherlands. The TT from Assen. Yeah, Holden has proper A-Protoss mentality about this best of 5. But that's okay. I believe that we went for Nexus before Cybercore. So he's playing a bit greedy. Also doesn't make a Zealot. It is double Reaper to kick things off it. And now I have no idea if it's going to be Reaper 3 and 4 as well. Or if it... I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here. Double Barracks, Reaper. No, it's just for 2 quick Reapers. I mean, okay. And then we have another Reaper at home. So if the Adept shades to the other side of the map, obviously Rico has already been used. That would be big, but Holden is going to get another scout off because he didn't see a whole lot. Now he's going to see the 3 Reapers. So he knows that it's much wiser to keep your Adept at home. Don't shade it out. Don't do something crazy with it. He's going to get a shield battery in the main base. There might still be a little window, guys, for the Reapers to find a couple of probes here. I think if... No, I don't know, man. Against Adept Stalker, it's very difficult. Nihed, this actually helps him that he misclicked. Because now at least the Stalkers gave him the heads up that jumping into the main base was a bad idea. I like the grenades. I don't know if we can realistically kill a battery, but I like it. Todd, you're saying that getting me to move is a big deal. Yet when you were moving from Cologne to Austria, who was there for you, huh? You know it. Not many people would have been there for you, but I was there for you. I left Zuidland for my entire weekend. So you can give me all the shit you want, but I was still there and I was a great mate together with Lino. Lino was the MVP, but I was the backup MVP. Without Lino, we would have never been able to leave Cologne, man. I can't do city driving in a truck that big. So you would have still been living in Germany by now. But on the highway, guys, I was carrying, okay? Alright, back to Holden versus Nihed. As Holden obviously in the end survived without taking any damage from the Reapers. Now, there's always a random moment where these Reapers have some potential. Holden is going to try to get lucky on the other side of the map. Stalker Adept is good against 4 Marines. Not against 7 Marines, but against 4 Marines they're going to be good. Reapers are now, by the way, running into the natural, trying to get a couple of probes. Unfortunate grenade there, but gets 2, gets 4. Can we get 5? Do I hear 5? From the beautiful green gentleman in the back with 2 guns in his hand. Apparently the answer is yes. 5 is good. Still a 7 worker deficit, but Babylon is a Terran map. Tanks are amazing at Babylon. 2 base Colossus is different than anything else we've seen so far throughout this series. We could very well start off with a series that goes to distance here, but I don't know yet. It's hard to say for sure. I think it looks promising. Adept getting picked up, by the way, there. Every unit kind of counts here, Holden. Losing the Adept is painful. Losing the Stalker is more painful. Are we just going to cancel this Nexus, guys? The moment I say that, he warps in the shield battery. So, I guess Holden is already telling me, no, Roddy, I'm not canceling that Nexus. Kudos to Nihed, by the way. He is legitimately amazing in spotting observers. Like, I know whenever we watch 5.2k StarCraft, it's not like the highest level out there. But this kid is incredibly good in sniping ops. Every single ops that's been on top of his army, he has revealed it immediately. We do have tanks and bunkers going down. Holden is waiting for his Colossus. You gotta cancel that next. No, what? Okay, he's gonna blink 4 Stalkers into 2 tanks and this many Marines. I mean, he gets one of them, but I still think it was questionable. That was questionable. These bunkers are going to finish up. A Liberator is going to show up. Holden did recall the Stalkers away from here, so they're gonna get healed up, but he's gonna get contained, man, and he does not have a single probe out on the map. You know what would be a great play here, by the way, guys? You select this Nexus, you chrono boost out a probe, and you rally to the bottom left side or something. And we have the great Jonas Sotala host. I really appreciate it. I'll welcome all of you guys. We are in the opening best of 5 of the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. That means $500 up for grabs in 4 best of 5s. This is our opening series. We are watching 2 guys around 5,200 MMR duke it out with one another. Next up is PvP between Disc and Art. After that, it's 4Jumi versus Lambo. And the main event of the evening is Clem against Showtime. So that will all come up later. For now, our focus is on the Hungarian Terran and American Protoss. Playing for $75 in total. And it's starting to look more and more like we could have a 5-game series on our hands. That is basically my only job on the Friday night, other than trying to just make it fun for everyone. Make the players happy, make you guys happy. Get some close and competitive series. I don't know how you break out of this, guys. I know Zealots with charge are good, but that's against like 1 bunker and tanks. This is nice by Holden, as Holden is roaming around the map with 6 or 7 Stalkers. Picks off a tank, well done. How much damage can this... No, don't go home yet. Whatever you do, don't go home, okay? I know that this is scary. This looks intimidating. I like the play by Holden. This is obviously... He needs to do something wild and crazy. One Marauder with Stim and a couple of Marines is already important. This is where I hear the little voice of Big Gabriel on the back of my head. SCVs beat Stalkers, but Marines beat probes. And Gabe is very wise. Gabe is very beautiful. And Gabe is never wrong. So what do we do, guys? What do we do if we are Holden here? He's got 2 Immortals, but I don't even want to see him A-move into this. This would be terrifying. Stalkers are gonna come in from the top left side. I don't even want to hype this up, man. Like, I know Protoss is good. I know Protoss is broken. But Protoss cannot break this. That is absolutely impossible. Too many bunkers. Too many tanks. A Liberator to make sure there is...
Justice reigns from above.
And ladies and gentlemen, opening best of 5 of the night. We've got a 5-game series. Finally, guys. I obviously messed up a little bit last week, where we had 3 out of 4 series ending 3-0. It was a fun night. We had some good StarCraft, but it was obviously not about... I mean, that's what it was all about. Sorry, I was distracted by a message there. It's because we had a break before this series, and that's why I could not manage the ads. I apologize. That is because one of the players requested a 5-minute break before the game started, so I didn't babysit it properly. We'll babysit it properly from here on out. But yeah, TLDR last Friday was awesome, but we did have a lot of 3-0s. Today we start off with a 3-2. I'm happy. It's always nice when you grab a random Hungarian Terran, you put him up against a random American Protoss, and they have a very close series. I think that's beautiful. So Nihed is requesting another break. I did not know about this, guys, but apparently Nihed, his shoulders are hurting quite often. He does play Terran. Terran requires a lot of clicking and APM. Now we are a little bit behind schedule, but yeah. I think Holden said, "Hey, we played EU 4 games." He is not from. He's trying to sneak in some NA server there. Yeah. Hungary is rough. I think EU is most fair. Yeah, I apologize, guys, that we could not time that better. I will make sure that we are going to time it a lot better throughout the rest of the evening. How's the Cabal doing lately? It's Terran domination across the board, Todd. Terrans are basically dominating everyone. So yeah, guys, we're just gonna wait until Nihed is ready. Game 5 is going to be played on Ancient Cisteran. And as soon as they are ready, we're gonna hop into it. I don't know if Art and Disc are listening to me right now, but yes, they are here. I'm gonna let them know. Hey, guys. Guys, feel free to do videos and host up servers. You okay? Thank you. I was a fat kid for 31 months, and thank you, Gavrok, for the prime. Yeah, 21 years old, and the shoulders are already hurting him. That's what playing Terran does to you. Poor lad. All right, he said 3 minutes. That was 3 minutes ago, so hopefully we are good to go. I don't mind 1 pause in the series. 2 pauses, I think, is pushing it a little bit. On the other end, it's a best of 5. There's money on the line. This kid is obviously somewhat unfamiliar with playing best of 5s for $60, so it's okay. We're gonna give him his time. Yo, Ramanoy, thank you so much, matey, for the 10 gifted subbies. We're popping up on this Friday, guys. We are popping up on this Friday. 5-game series. I'm actually very excited for our next one. It's going to be a fun PvP. Why do people never go for Storm Prism after Colossus? I feel like a flank with it could still work even after Vikings come out. It could absolutely work, but it's mostly just that it's very expensive. And if you're like 2-base Protoss, that's impossible. Even as 3-base Protoss, to play Colossus, Forge, a lot of gateways, and Storm, you kind of need to have a 4-base setup for that. And obviously, if you already made the investment in like Colossus and a Robo Bay, going into Disruptors is free. Well, High Templars would take a long time before that comes into play. Poor kid, man. I had no idea that he had such shoulder injuries. Huh? Yeah. So it mostly just comes down to what you can and cannot afford as a Protoss. Holden is saying that he's feeling a lot of adrenaline. That makes me happy, you know. That's basically what I always try to tell you guys. That these kids are feeling it. Because there's a special feeling about playing a best of 5, knowing that you're being casted, knowing that people are watching, and once more, $75 on the line for this series, 60 for the winner, 15 for the loser. So, obviously, it's different for these guys. This is not something they go through every single day. For guys like Clam and Showtime, it's just another series. Like, they play a million of them. But for these guys, it's pretty special. Anyway, they are ready. I am ready. Let's go ahead and hop into Game 5. Final round. Ancient Cisteran. First series going to distance. It's Friday night. It's StarCraft night. It's Basilisk night. Let's go.
Final round. Fight!
I can understand that actually, John Sim. Just with the idea that potentially people are tuning in and people are potentially watching. Hey, it does something with you. Like, I have been playing RTS games until I was, basically almost my entire life. But let's say competitively since 2005. You guys can make me play a best of 3 tomorrow against a 5.3k player, and I'll still feel nerves all of a sudden. If it's like official best of 3, even if it's $10, $20, I will still feel it. It's really weird. Anyway, bottom left side, the American Protoss spawning in the orange. It's playing a pretty good series so far. Tried to play slightly different in the previous game, but Babylon is just a very difficult map. Let's see if we can go back to our Blinky style and a strong economy. This is Berserk Esports Holden. In the top right side of Ancient, we are looking at the main base of the Hungarian Terran. Apparently has a lot of shoulder problems. Requested 2 breaks in this best of 5, but he said he's good to go. He's feeling fine for this final game. So here we are. Can he get a W on the board? This is AER Nihed. It's the same grandpa that was owning your ass yesterday in Padel, Rainer. So if I were you, I would tone it down a notch. Call me grandpa all you want, but if you can't hit a single ball back that I fire at you, take it easy, amigo. Back to the court, back to practice, and then eventually you're allowed to call me grandpa again. Nah, Rainer is actually pretty good. He is a little bit overeager. Like, Rainer is a kid with a lot of ambition. So basically, the moment you start playing Padel with him, 10 minutes in, he starts thinking that he's Djokovic. And he just hits balls as hard as he possibly could. And then obviously 1 out of 10 is actually going to land perfectly, bounce into the corner. And yeah, then it's awesome. But the other 7, sky high, straight into the glass, out, 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 out. And I'm like, bro, focus on getting the ball to the other side of the net. And once we are able to do that consistently, maybe we can start becoming Djokovic, you know? But one step at a time, amigo. Yesterday was a lot of fun. Rainer did good, and Skillers honestly did so much better than he did the first time. So we had a very fun little workout. It was good times, good vibes. Everyone was happy. Alright, let's focus on our final game. 1 gate, fast expand into a Twilight Council. Most likely going to be Blink again. I'd be surprised to see anything else coming out of Holden. And Nihed is going for reactive first, so even though the Reapers brought him some success on Babylon, maybe that was just the Babylon special. 4 Marines are going to hop into the bunker, and the Adept actually just gets picked off, guys. That's a little bit sloppy on the side of Holden. Running your Adept past the bunker like that, not being able to get a single shot off. Like, we could have just stood here and shaded forward. What was that? It's a mistake. As I said, these guys are not that experienced playing best of 5s like this, with a lot of people watching, being casted, money on the line. They're gonna make mistakes. Even mistakes that you don't expect from players at 5,200 MMR. But that's okay. That's what makes StarCraft beautiful, guys. Tomorrow, by the way, we have a small brain bouts. Now, I'm not totally sure if I'm allowed to run with that name or not. I have to confirm this with Basilisk, but tomorrow I'm going to cast a couple of best of 5s from the community. So it's multiple 3.7k, 4k, 4.5k guys against each other with a bunch of money on the line as well. It's going to be a fun evening of probably pretty bad StarCraft, but good vibes all around. I'm okay with small brain bouts, but I need to make sure Basilisk is okay with it. Speaking of our Padel champion, there is Nikita. Thank you, Nikita. I hope the games were fun. We are in game 5 of our opening best of 5 of the night. We've got 3 more series ahead of us. I need to take it a bit easy. I've been shouting a lot. Blink is going to finish up. Holden has a 6 worker advantage. Supply blocked a little bit, but it won't last for too long. I wonder if Nihed is thinking of potentially going for some cloak banshees here, guys. We have a Banshee on the way. It's Tank Banshee, triple CC. Will he still move out then? So it's a Raven into Banshee into Cloak indeed. Maybe he feels that Holden is very greedy going up to 3 bases, but if he then doesn't know what's happening, he is not going to follow it up with even more greed. And obviously it's hard to scout what you're going up against if you have an... Oh, Nihed, pay attention. Okay, yeah, he can't kill it. He saw it, but he can't kill it. But it's okay, because now at least he can kind of keep track of it. I don't know if Nihed is reading this as like Blink Stalker aggression, but Holden hasn't gone for a lot of Blink Stalker aggression throughout the series. So I'm sure that our Hungarian Terran player is expecting our American Protoss to go up to 3 bases. That's a lot of gateways. Le explosion de gateway, Todd. I still use it, mate. It is part of my everyday casting vocabulary. I can't make it a day without quoting Todd a couple times. This is indeed our Broodlord statue. And I am allowed to open it once the Big Brain Bouts has come to a successful ending. I promised you guys I would open it on a Monday or a Friday. And a Friday evening it was. Once all the games are done, I'll show you guys my statue. Nihed has sent a Banshee, guys, to the other side. Well, what? 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 In Game 5? In Game 5 we're playing mech? Okay. Another CC. 2 Cloak Banshees. Can we get some big brain emojis in the chat, guys? Come on. I know that this is not Clem against Showtime, but this kid is clearly trying. He really has come in with a plan throughout this entire series. He's been switching it up. We've got a big brain emoji that you guys are free to spam. And I actually really wonder how this is going to play out. Because I know, and I'm thinking always of Skillers. Skillers a while ago said, as a Protoss, you can do whatever the hell you want against mech and you still win. And that goes for a couple of top tier Protosses out there. But I'll be dead honest. I think playing against mech is really difficult. Especially if I find out very late that it's mech. I think at this point, Holden doesn't know yet. I kind of believe in mech, man. The Cloak is done. Hyperflight Rotor is going to be the follow-up. You know what's actually kind of funny, by the way? Is that recently, as the Banshees are going to fly into the main base, where are the observers, amigo? We are going to recall some Stalkers, some observers, but that is a decent amount of probes already falling. We're looking at 10, 11, 12 workers. No, lift your orbital. I know you're microing the Banshees, but lift the orbital. No. The Banshees are amazing, but losing the Zealots, or losing the orbital to the Zealots, that is pain. Good news is that he was building another command center. What I want to say, guys, is that recently I played against a 5.3k Terran barcode, and he played mech, and we had a pretty banger game. And this was honestly this kind of opening. And then the barcode wrote at the end of the game, after I still managed to win after like 28 minutes, I can't wait to see how bad you're going to be in Stormgate. And now I'm wondering, was that barcode Nihed? Am I giving him love here while he was taking a dump all over Roddy? Probably Nihed. I'll forgive him. That was just a letter game. Who cares? No, I don't think it was Nihed. Nihed seems like a nice guy, but I will ask him. I'm kind of curious. All right. So obviously, if he didn't lose the orbital, he would have been absolutely cooking. But he did lose the orbital. Oh, careful with the Banshees. Forward blink there by Holden is good. Snipes one of the 3 Banshees there. Units lost resource stab 5 against 26. Holden dropping the Stargates. So if you guys wonder, Roddy, why do you think it's hard to play against mech? He's like, I actually don't believe that only Zealots and Stalkers are going to beat a good mech player. With Banshees, Blue Flame Hellbats, and tanks, and maybe some Thors in the mix, like, you're not going to win the fight. So you kind of need to transition, but when do you transition? And into what? Like, carriers are great, but then if they suddenly show up with a bunch of Vikings, it gets dicey. Tempest really suck against the Thors. I don't know. I'll be that honest, I would not want to be in Holden's position right now. Oh my god, is he going for a planetary at the 3rd? Wait, it's a planetary next to the orbital. What am I watching, guys? Banshees do Sniper Forge. No +1 for you, Holden. Time to check the hotkeys. Yeah, I could do that. No, I do not care that much. I don't think it was Nihed, but it just reminded me of it. All right, so guys in the chat, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, all of you, if you could choose either player right now, 10 minutes into this game, who would you rather be? Because I honestly think I'm rather Nihed. Obviously not with the lack of Terran skills that I have. Holden, Nihed. I'm feeling kind of... I feel that this is good for Nihed, man. Like, Holden is going to have a very tough time building an army that's going to be great against this army. Hello, Luke. Roddy is indeed stealing you, man. But in a couple weeks, Luke, I want you to be on your best behavior and give Lambo all the love. Because Bayern Munich is going to have to play against City. And your man is going to be very sad. Not once, but twice. Like, as Bayern is going to get absolutely demolished. So please keep that in mind and give him a lot of love. You can say some of it was from me. Archons will smash his army. I don't believe in Archons. I feel like Archons melt before they even get in range. This is, by the way, guys, officially the longest best of 5 we've ever had as an opening best of 5. And I'm not going to complain, right? 5 games, it went to distance, 5 different builds, some great plays, some mistakes. It kind of had it all. How's it going? It's going well, Lou. Oh, Miss Rally Tanks. Miss Rally Tanks. Hello? No? Yes? No? We're not gonna punish it? So I do wonder if Nihed has like a plan to win this game. Or if the plan is to like get 4 bases and start building battle crews or something. Like, I don't know. I don't know where he's going here. Like, Immortals are obviously good, but I also have a hard time getting Immortals in range of tanks. And even to fire at tanks. Because of all the stupid Hellbats. Hellbats are very good at absorbing damage. Alright, one more prediction. Who do we feel, guys? Nihed or Holden here in Game 5? Because I'm going with Mech. I am going with Mech here. You think Tempest? Holden has it. Nihed Sui. I'm feeling Nihed. Is this the most money? I have no idea, not Scroto, but it's obviously very uncommon for players at 5.2k MMR to be playing for 60 bucks. Like, StarCraft is a hard game. These guys are good, but there are plenty of people that are still better than them. Here we go. This is a fight that's not even a fight, because this Terran army, man, it slaps. We're gonna need some big balls. We have a Disruptor. We have bases. We could base straight. Did he leave anything at home, by the way? A couple tanks, 1 planetary, empty bunker. Go, Nihed! Oh! Oh! Probes! 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 Unfortunate. Alright. So Holden says the best defense is offense. He has success. Oh, Banshees! Careful! Oh, does he have observers, guys? Yeah, he has an observer on the left side. Stalkers blink into 3 tanks there. You know, the mech army on the other side of the map still doing its thing. I'm still feeling it for our mech player, man. Banshee control is actually quite sexy, by the way. I like the way he's doing that. Right when I say that, he stops paying attention. He loses a couple. Hyperflight Rotors Banshees. 32 SCVs have died. 21 probes have died. This army is now making its way back. The Disruptors are going to come in from the bottom. Fire in the hole. Good Novas. Good Novas. A mech flank. I'm looking at a mech flank. Everywhere I look, it's on siege tanks, Banshees, Hellbats, Liberators. There is still an observer in the mix there. Obviously, Nihed has a worse economy than Holden. Holden is okay with this. As long as they're trading on the other side of the map. And oh, Matrix, Matrix, Matrix. Yes, good Matrix. But okay, that's a big settled weapon. But we have a lot of Hellbats. But Novas, Novas. Oh, the tanks fire, the Disruptors. Mech, baby. Mech is here. Mech is here to stay, and that is an unfortunate moment for your robot to be, by the way. That's one of the 2 robos. One more Disruptor did come out, and it can actually still fire a shot. No, the Banshees are going to kill it. Good job. Really good Disruptor snipes. Extra revenge show up. DT's now being warped in, but there is a Raven. Okay, there is no anti-air in this army, so the Phoenix is actually going to kill the Raven and the Banshee. A single Phoenix. A single Phoenix is godlike. He needs to scan. Oh, we need to scan, guys. DT's getting on top of the tanks. What is happening? Nihed. Okay, now he scans. Kills another tank there. A lot of friendly fire. Holden still counter-attacking, but there are some blue flame Hellbats. There are a lot of tanks. There is a bunker. Tanks need to siege. This is actually one of the craziest best of 5s we've had on the Friday night in the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. It's not perfect, but we are video gaming. Hellbats and tanks. It's just Hellbats are going to try to solo a base. There's another base being taken in the bottom right side. This is a clown fiesta, yeah, absolutely. On siege tanks all over the place. Oh, move command as well. Double move command from two sides. More zealots and stalkers. Yeah, I think slowly but steady though, guys. Holden can afford this. Nihed cannot afford it. Nihed needs to get cleaner fights. Needs to get bigger victories than he's getting so far. Fury, baby. World of tanks. Hashtanks roll out. As on siege tanks are now chasing the Protoss army. I don't know what I'm looking at. I do not know what we are looking at. Cheeky base in the bottom right side, by the way. Like 1 or 2 Hellions just going to the bottom right side would be perfect. As Nihed is now going to try to build another Raven, but I don't know if he's aware of the fact there are a bunch of Phoenixes. We don't need a Raven, mate. We need anti-air. We need anti-air as the tank siege up. He's going to start working on the rocks. I mean, there are so many bases, and the bases are pretty exposed. Zealots. I don't know about Zealots, man. Okay, these 3... Oh, sorry. These 3 disruptors. I apologize, guys. I'm feeling it too. I'm not even playing and I'm feeling the pressure. Is this the flank? Is this the flank? DTs, we need to scan. He scans. Kills 2 Dark Templars. Holden does a good job picking up some reinforcements. Is going to lift. 1 tank at a time. A few moments later. Alright. Nova goes forward. Holden has taken the army supply lead. There is just 0 anti-air. This is why having like 1 or 2 Taurs is god tier. Another scan goes down, another DT dies. Hey, the Phoenixes are winning this game. It's unbelievable. Nihed has absolutely 0 anti-air. And 1 Phoenix at a time. 1 lift at a time. It actually seems that it's going to... Oh, no, you don't need to do this, Holden. I don't think he needed to do this, but he's confident that this is the right play, and it does seem like it is the right play. It was not necessary, but he gets away with it. He gets rewarded. He cleans all of it up. And honestly, the longest best of 5 that we've ever had as an opening series will come to an end. GG gets called, guys. Little round of applause for Holden, who wins a proper clown fiesta of a best of 5. Yeah, 1 Thor, and I actually think the Terran could have won that for sure. No, it's not Zealot's own mech. Get out of here. It's not Zealot's. No. Alright. No, that was a good series. That was obviously mistakes were made from both sides, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I hope the players enjoyed it as well. That will settle our first prediction, guys. 54% of you guys believed that Holden was going to win, and he did win. Cool. What a series.